so.
21 seconds to halftime.
Welcome y'all to our Black Cigar Festival podcast here at Cigar International Conroe.
Yeah.
Once again, we want to thank Tony, our sponsor, Cigar International, for once again having us out here again. Tony,
Welcome back.
What's good with you, man?
Hey,
Talk to us.
We have got, a lot of stuff has been going on here at Cigars International Conroe, and we're just excited about what's coming up. We got a lot of things going on here in the future, man. And tonight we got some real special guests for y'all. A couple of things that we have going on. Tonight we had the League of Fat Bastards cigar brand has been here tonight.
Right.
That's a new brand that's only been out since I believe February.
Right.
But they've got fantastic sticks and an even better cause.
Yeah, you know you messed me up with that name, right?
I know, man. I know. But, we've got the owner here. Adam is going to be.
We got to figure that out.
He's going to explain to y'all exactly how he came up with that name.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. So he'll explain it to y'all.
Okay.
We've got a lot going on. So we got the League of Fat Bastards here tonight. Like I said, they have a great cigar and an even better cause. Their profits go to supporting men's mental health, which is something that doesn't get talked about enough.
Right.
Doesn't get talked about enough. A couple other things that we got going on. And tomorrow night, we have got a 5-star chef who is going to transform our patio into a
top Michelin star. That's right. Top Michelin star cuisine. That's right.
Yeah, we're supposed to be there. We're going to be there.
We'll be there. We'll be there supporting. No doubt. Come on, we'll do it.
I believe we're going to have Chef D is going to be on with us as soon as I get done here. So
yeah, we're going to
bring a lot happening. And then Saturday night, Fourth Flames.
Fourth Flames Saturday, right here. Right here. DJ Fire.
Fire.
So
PV Homecoming.
So we're gonna do a little later start than normal.
Hey,
so
man,
we know we start at 6, but we're gonna jump this one off at 8.
Back to
It'll be a long weekend.
Long
weekend. So strap up.
They said, "What you doing this weekend?" I was like, "Oh wait, let me see. Thursday, CI.
Yep.
Friday, CI.
Saturday, CI. Right.
That's how it should be.
All I can tell you, man, hydrate. It's gonna be a long weekend.
It's gonna be a long
We're
weekend.
gonna need a weekend for my weekend. That's what we're gonna need. A weekend for my weekend.
Next weekend is Big Smoke in Vegas. So right.
Yeah.
So
On the
I'll be on my vitamins and get my vitamin C in. I'll make sure I got all my B12. It's gonna be
ready to roll.
Ready to roll. Let's do it.
We also have our block party next Sunday as well. Next Saturday as well on the 2nd.
Okay.
You guys are going to be out of town for that, but that's going to be a good time. That's going to be a real good time. We got several vendors coming out. We got food trucks.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, what does a block party consist of?
So we're going to have it set up a lot outside with our vendors outside. It's going to be a lot like the party that you guys set up.
Okay.
At that time.
Okay.
So we're going to have a lot of vendors out there. We're going to have live music. We've got live music that's going to be here. We have DJ Fire is going to be here at night. So we've got a lot going on.
So November 2nd.
November 2nd.
What time you start kicking it off?
I believe everything's going to kick off around 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So it's going to be an all-day event.
All-day
It's going to be
event.
an all-day event.
So there it is. So November 2nd, out here at Conroe Cigar International. Come out and support the block party.
Block party.
Right.
From 10 in the morning until.
10 until.
Okay, let's do it.
And then on top of that, I really want to stress to folks what we've got going on Sundays. We have the Sunday ticket.
Yeah.
That means we got 9 TVs with 9 different football games.
9 different football games.
9 different football games.
Hey.
Right.
9 different football games. We got cigars. We got drinks.
Yeah.
You can bring food. We're working on getting food trucks up out here. Man, you can come up here and watch every game.
So I can come up here and watch the Cowboys lose another game?
You come up here and watch the
But not this week. Not this week.
Hey man, look, don't be trying to mess our ratings up, bro, because you know how they are.
Man, hey, look.
Sensitive people,
Man,
bro.
but you know how it is, though, right? So the Cowboys get raised no matter what.
Right.
You got 50% of the world want to see them win.
Yeah.
The other 50% of the world want to see them lose.
Right.
But that's 100% of the world want to see them.
Yeah.
I just on the latter part of that. I'm just on the latter part of that.
Yeah.
I'm not in this. Everybody's welcome to see us.
Y'all come on, let's talk about it.
Hey man, well, maybe you should just replay the Saints game.
See, I thought you didn't get in there.
No, I don't.
I thought you didn't want to get in there. See, but I don't think
like
that.
somebody like doing the week.
But you know what? I don't think has the Saints won since that game. No. You know what? Wait a minute. I'm gonna stop right there. We can't kick off the Saints.
Everybody's welcome to CI. Come on in and watch the ball game.
Come on down. That's different. Come on down.
That's funny.
No, we've got a lot of good stuff happening, man.
Okay,
a lot
okay,
of good
cool.
stuff. And like I said, but you guys are a huge part of what's going on up here, man. We really do appreciate everything.
As always, we thank you for your sponsorship. We thank you for having us.
We love the
much love, brother.
We love the
much
partnership.
Love, much
we love
love.
like what CI is doing, and and how you guys have embraced us, and how we're moving with this partnership.
And how you guys have embraced us.
Yeah.
Because like I said, man, it is a huge, it's a big collaboration.
It is.
That I think
It
has
is.
just been a win for everybody, man. I really appreciate it, man.
We'll keep the love going, man.
Of course, man, we are.
Tony, thank you again.
Thank you, fellas.
So that was Tony, Cigar International, manager here at the Conroe location. So right now we're gonna bring in D'Angelo, let him talk about his business and steak night tomorrow night. We're waiting on you. Come on. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, thanks for having me.
That's a strong handshake there, bro.
But that's good.
Have a seat, man. Have a seat.
Thanks for having me.
What's going on, D?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Pleasure, man. Feeling great, man. Doing good, man. Thanks. Man, you just a perfectionist, man. You didn't clean the table.
Right, man. He D'Angelo got us all propped up, man. He had everything nice and straight, and like wiped the table down, make sure the shine level was just right.
Man, hold on, man.
So,
I'm an artist.
but you know, but you say that.
At heart,
But
All
before
right,
we
man.
talk about the artist part, right?
Okay.
So we were talking earlier, and you were telling me about your military background. So I saw a lot of military background that was performed at this table prior to. But so let's kind of get off and tell us about D'Angelo, man. Talk to us like what got you to this point where you having steak night on Friday night as a top chef, as a top tier chef, that people are gravitated to your event. Tell us a little bit about that.
And not only this, guys, you got 10 minutes to make these people love you.
Okay.
You got 10 minutes to make these people love you and say, man, why and how did I miss getting a ticket?
Right.
Well, I tell you what I'm creating is global experiences.
Okay.
And I have something that, through my years of trials and tribulations and just being a visionary chef, I have something that if the world knew what I was doing, you can Google it and you will find out that it does not exist on Earth. So the people that's showing up for me tomorrow is just witnessing the process.
Okay.
And I'm just.
And can you give us a glimpse without giving us everything? What does tomorrow look like?
Tomorrow is a night of elegance. If you ever seen the movie Harlem Nights, where you see gentlemen and ladies of elegance, class, and character, style, charisma, respect, professionalism, that really show up for each other, to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I want to support what you have going on. I just want to exemplify my greatness and your presence. They did it for Ray, but
For the boom boom room.
Boom, boom. I didn't know you seen that movie, man. You show right for your time,
That's
boy.
for the boom boom room, man.
Right.
so I'm getting people to show up for me, and one thing I'm adamant about is culture. And when I say culture, it's not about black, green, red, or white. Do you want to win? Do you want to see people grow? Do you want the aura and essence of life to be present?
Right.
Do you care about mental health? Do you care about perseverance and growth? And just coming to common ground, and I'm doing it all with food. Okay? So creating that experience that comes from me being a little bitty boy.
Right.
A little bitty boy. It's like just standing in the kitchen and saying, I want to win. So I want to do it through food and create that experience. So I really can tell you a million stories, but in reality, why am I doing it tomorrow? It's because I want people to experience my growth.
So let me ask you a question, because this is a question that many people might ask. Such an elegant event that you're putting on right now. Why a cigar lounge?
Well, it's an opportunity for me to do what you don't find common. It's not common.
Right.
It's not common. I want to do the work that no one is willing to do. Who's going to walk into a cigar lounge and say, hey, I'm a chef, I want to speak to the owner, I want to speak to the patrons, and this is my vision and this is how I see my vision aligned. You don't hear about people saying how you can get ribeye steak with a red wine sauce that pairs well with a cigar and the Cabernet Sauvignon. You don't get it. So I want to do what don't exist because it's me. I'm not chasing no one else's way.
But you've done it, and not only have you done it, like you're sold out for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like it's not even standing room. Like you're done. Like no more reservations. You're done. Like explain how you build such a following where all you got to do is book something out and it closes out. How did you get to that point?
I'm not even at that point.
You're at that point today because can't nobody. It doesn't matter who watches this podcast. If you don't have a ticket already, you're done. Right.
You got to open up a whole nother section.
Right. You got to wait for a whole nother booking.
No, another year.
A whole nother year.
I do them every year on this Friday and every October for the last 7 years.
Now, is that just in Houston, or is that because I know you said you're out of Chicago,
New York,
right?
Florida, South Korea, Germany.
Right. So is that just for the Houston event, or is that like like you only do one per year? Like explain that process for us.
How do you choose where you're gonna move next?
God chooses for me.
Okay.
This is genuinely, genuinely God's grace, and I've had so many trials and tribulations in my life, but wherever I landed, I decided to say, hey, this is where I'm going to be the best version of me.
Okay.
And it's never going to stop. And in that process of being the CEO and founder of D1 Culinary Group, I'm fortunately blessed to have created so many jobs and opportunities for others around the globe, because I've traveled and said, this is what I'm doing, this is my vision. So I can't remember the first part of your question, but how did I get to the point of being sold out? It goes back to God's grace.
Yeah.
It's really God's grace. And,
I mean, we always take it back to that, right?
And God's grace, I apologize.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
But with God's grace, I simply show up and say, this is my vision, this is my purpose, this is my drive, and I'm doing this for something bigger than me. And if I ask my brother or my sister to help me deliver my message and my love and my passion for something that I'm connected to, and it's going to create generational wealth not only for me, but everyone around me, if you just follow my command, then that's just God's grace that people show up for me like that.
That's good stuff.
It's real talk.
It's just God's grace.
All right, I like that. So what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about, see the cigar smokers and those that are not cigar smokers that will be showing up for your event. Like, so some people, again, you're looking at it.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. So how do you have this set up? Like, how are we gonna eat steaks and and be around the smoke and and everything that's going on?
Once people experience me for the first time, they're gonna realize that there's a standard to me. Now I promote excellence. And again, through trial and error, I had several events where the food was good, the beverages was good, the service was good, but I went home and my clothes smelled terrible because I don't smoke cigars. I don't this. So now, I just have it in a space where cigar smoking is not allowed in the duration of the event. You cannot smoke cigars during the duration of this event. And I have it set that way because, yes, you will pair the cigar with it, But just like, imagine having a long day,
Okay.
a good meal, great energy, good vibe, great presence, shared love, good conversation, and you cap the night off after great steak, great dessert, and it's over with. You fire that cigar, and you say, you know what? I love it.
Not only that, you got a cigar that you pairing it with, right?
Right.
But here's the thing. They have to have been present to experience that.
Okay.
The word of mouth will travel,
They will.
but guess what?
Obviously, it already has traveled, right? It's already followed you to this point,
has
and it's only just going to keep going
Yes, sir.
bigger and bigger every time you do this.
And we will get to a point where, prices go up.
Right. I got you.
The price will go up, but the ultimate goal is creating a weekend.
Okay.
Where you can take everything away from what's going on in your life and say, you know what? I've seen his work. I've heard his story. I've read his book. I've tasted season. I've drank the wine. I've had a cigar with him, and I realized that, he's not, seditious about what he's doing. He's really pursuing his dreams and goals.
It's intentional. It's not accidental. It's intentional.
It's God's favor and me being intentional with what I asked God for. Going my way, so creating a weekend where you can work on your mental health, your overall wellness, your financial goals, while doing it with great food.
Right.
No one in the United States, and I don't want to argue about it, but and I wish everyone else favor, but I've done my research, and no one is doing what I'm doing, but it's a process for me.
Yeah.
It's a process for me.
I will say, we both will be there.
No doubt.
We'll be there. We'll be there to support you guys.
Yes, sir.
And what you're doing.
No doubt. We'll be there.
BCF will be in the house. So for everybody else that won't be in the house, how can they get in touch with you to make sure next time that this rolls around that they have an opportunity to get in the house?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. That's my biggest platform, and that's where I relay most of my information. My name is D'Angelo Whitlow, but on Instagram you can find me Chef D'Angelo. That's CHEF period DEANGELO. You can find me there, and just continue to watch my journey. And if you believe in God's favor, pray for me and be a witness. But I'm doing things that don't exist.
There you go.
Real talk, brother.
BCL.
Real talk.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you tomorrow night. We'll see you tomorrow
Let's
night.
get it,
No doubt. I can't wait.
Much love.
Much love.
Count in. And 3, 2.
All right, welcome back after our little break. After talking to Mr. D'Angelo, Friday night, steak night up here tomorrow. So we want to bring in a new up-and-coming cigar brand, League of Fat Bastards. Want to bring in owner, Adam, president, Rob, and Jerry down in the end. Guys, welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us on our podcast tonight.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having us.
hey, man, we appreciate it. So let's get into it. So we'll start with Adam.
Yes,
Man,
Thank you.
what prompted you to want to start your own cigar company? Let's just gonna put it out there like that.
And that's a great question.
Yeah, let's lead it out with that.
Because it's a hard task, man. Let me
It
say
is. We hear it all the time.
It's a hard task. But the reality is, it was really driven by some episodes that happened in my life. So, I'm a lawyer and banker by background. Don't hold that against me. I'm still a nice guy, man. I'm still a good guy.
I believe that.
Yeah, I'm a good guy.
I believe that.
Well, right. In 2019, I had a very severe mental health episode, a breakdown. By all sort of outward looking, a pretty successful sort of guy. Been married 30 years, I've got 3 wonderful children, built ourselves up from nothing. But it all just came crashing down on me, man. One day, and I was in bed, and I literally was in tears, couldn't get out of bed, didn't want to face the world, didn't know, I was catastrophizing, thinking that I'd let my family down, let everybody down around me. And I went through a terrible process over a 3-month period, to the point where I was sort of so broken and so upset and so devastated in myself that I couldn't see a way out, and this darkness was there, and the easier way that I thought was to end it all.
Right.
And I got to that point, and I remember sending some text messages to my wife and just apologising, and it was a terrible thing. And anyway, I was very, very close to ending my life, and I sort of stepped back literally from the precipice. And over a period of time, as I went through medication, as I went through rehabilitation, and to be honest, pal, it's 4 years and it's an ongoing journey, right?
Right.
Shit doesn't just stop overnight,
Right.
I sort of thought, rather than sitting there and feeling sorry for myself in terms of why did this happen to me, I thought, I'm going to turn it on its head and say, hey, why did this happen for me? What can I do? What good can I take out of what this event was?
Right.
And I suddenly thought, you know what? I want to go out there and I want to try and help all the other brothers out there, all our mates out there, all of our pals out there who are going through struggle. I want to help them break down this bullshit mask of masculinity that we all wear, right? And so I thought, what a good way to, what's an interesting way to try and start that conversation? I'd been a cigar lover since I was way too young, since I was about 24. And I thought, what if we built a cigar brand solely focused on supporting men's mental health, right? So that was the idea. I sort of thought I wouldn't have to convince people that going to a cigar bar was a good idea, because people do that. I didn't have to convince people that having a conversation at a cigar bar was a bad thing. They all knew it was a good thing. The issue was to try and convince people around bringing the walls down, starting that conversation, permissioning, making it okay to talk about how we really are. You walk into a bar and you say, how you going, bro? And he said, yeah, I'm all right, I'm good. No, how you really going? How you really going? So that was it. And so I started the cigar brand, and essentially we sort of launched in February this year in Miami with our studio L, and I'll let Rob talk a little bit more about the actual cigars. We partner with on the production side with Joya de Nicaragua, which is probably the grandfather of the Nicaraguan cigar manufacturing industry. Make great quality cigars, really fortunate to have had great partners that we're looking at, because the way we actually go about our mission, and we made a very clear decision as a business, and we run this as a business, right? I'm not apologising for it being a for-profit business, but what we do is we give back 40%, that's 40% of the profits that we make to organisations that support individuals going through post-traumatic stress, people that are going through mental health issues. And we have been very fortunate to partner with Boulder Crest, and Jerry will talk about Boulder Crest in a minute, who go through programs to support that core constituency that's given service to us and that we want to go back and say our thank you to. So that's essentially it, man.
Adam, that's a badass cause, because as men, it's hard for us to give in to the vulnerability of needing help, right? As men, we will sit there and completely deteriorate amongst the people, in front of the ones we love, without no one even knowing, right? So the fact that you actually put this out in the forefront and actually become a advocate,
100%.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll tell you something. Right, I'm 54. Thank you.
Don't look at that with 45. Don't look at that with 45. Don't look at that with 45.
I was like, wait, I put it out there.
I mean, look, I'd already called you Brad Pitt, man. I was like, come on.
I've got a great hair colorist, right? It's all good.
Oh, man,
in reality, and I don't say this lightly. We go through life and we think about what our purpose in life is and why we're here. I've been to that precipice, and I know now that my purpose in life is to help other guys pull back from the precipice.
Right.
And that's an amazingly liberating thing as a human being to actually understand why I'm here, what my journey looks like.
Right.
So I just bless every day and so thankful. I've never worked as hard as I am now, let me tell you, all around the world, on planes, I don't know what day it is, what time it is, what year it is, I got no idea. I don't care.
Right.
This is not work to me. This is like a mission, man.
So when you find a purpose, Iris always speaks about his purpose, right? He's an entrepreneur, and he was kind of brought into his purpose the exact same way. Tell him your saying that you always say.
Oh, my saying.
Your saying.
My slogan.
Your slogan.
My yes starts the road of success. And so our foundation is called Maestros.
It's called what, sorry?
Maestros.
Maestros.
MYSTROS, and it stands for My Yes Starts the Road of Success. And so for every individual that come into our organization, we're looking for one thing. After we sit down and go through what it is that they need and what it is that we can offer for you, you say yes, then you just started the transition to your road of success.
I love that, man.
Yes.
That's great. That's such a positive outlook on life. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
People, when you can't, this is what I'm talking about. If you can't see a way forward, you know, Jerry will know he's been through the same situation. When you can't see the way forward,
Right.
And you've got no reason to move forward.
There you go.
Right.
You suddenly think like, what
Now
the
you're
fuck am I
talking.
doing? Right? I might as well
Yeah.
just stop now.
Right.
But you guys are giving people a reason to move forward.
Yeah.
And having a reason on a day-by-day basis.
Well, honestly, they already have the reason. It's just helping them identify the
Absolutely.
reason.
That's the point.
Yes.
It's
helping them-
actually opening your mind to the fact that there is a reason for being on an everyday basis. Even if this is just, and I don't want to steal again Jerry's thunder, but even if it's just picking up the phone every day to say to your father, your mother, your cousins, your uncles, your friends, I love you.
Yeah.
That's your purpose, man.
Right.
And that's a great purpose.
And we can find so many different reasons to get beat up on.
Absolutely.
When it can be race, it can be finances, it can be your coach, it can be like so many different things. Like
100%.
yeah, that you can look at that you can say, I'm not worthy of, or I don't have what it takes to elevate to where it is that I am called to be.
Yep.
Whether it's working within the gift that you already have, because that gift is what really opens the door. But then there's a purpose behind what you're supposed to be doing in the process also, because that gift has nothing to do with you, but how you're going to use it to benefit those that you come in contact with.
That's the trick, man. You know, and this is one of the things. That's why I like talking to guys like you, and again, thank you so much to the BCF for having us on. But you know, I love talking. I know it sounds odd, but I love talking about the experience like that, because in a way, it empowers me every time I give a gift to somebody else by giving them permission
Exactly.
to talk about.
Right.
So it's this duality of benefit. It's my own selfish, personal uplifting,
Yes.
but I know that I'm reaching out to somebody else and allowing them permission.
No, you have no idea.
It grows.
You're
It
like
grows
that.
because when they see you speaking to someone else or bringing it to someone's attention, someone else sees that, they see that
We
same
talked about this
thing.
yesterday. Those who go deepest, right, in the conversation, open everybody else up, right?
Exactly.
So if you start a conversation and you say, as Adam said, right, oh, I'm good. Well, the conversation is going to be peripheral. It's going to be, if you say, actually, I remember a really terrible day and here's what's happening, it's giving permission for others to say, you know what, I'm going through the same thing, or here's my experience in life.
It opens up that vulnerability.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
We tear down the walls, and now we can have a real conversation.
As men,
Right.
a lot of us are always taught, right? You don't talk about those things. You don't do those things. We're men. We're powerful.
Right.
We're masculine.
Suck it up, boy.
That's
Suck
right.
it up.
Suck it up.
Yeah, I understand.
Get back out there.
Right.
And for us, that's the unique journey. My journey's different from Adam's. It's different from Jerry's. It's
So,
different for all of us.
I'm not your microphone bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive the Austrian.
I was wondering how long he was gonna hold that mic for you.
Did he say I'm at your microphone, bitch?
I'm not your microphone
I
bitch.
told you I love it.
I think
So there's a line that you do draw.
Yeah.
I got you.
No, I got you.
I'm not gonna be holding your mic.
That was it. I crossed it.
That was it.
And we go
That was
and we go
I'm not
deep
gonna
from
be
there,
holding your
man.
mic, bro.
we've been together 2.5 days driving each other around. He's going to treat me like that. I see how it is. No, it's fine. But no, I mean, I think this is the great thing. The thing I love about cigars, guys, is and it supports our mission. A cigar shop is the only place you can do this. I've been in lots of different consumer products, right? But the cigar breaks down stereotypes, races, religion, wages, right? And
Right, it does.
You can go into a cigar shop, and a lawyer can be sitting next to a plumber. You can be sitting next to a guy who works as a janitor.
Right.
And they can sit in a cigar store anywhere in the country and talk about what cigar they're smoking. There's not a whole lot of other products that people consume that can do that. Right? You go to the bar, yeah, maybe you'll talk to the same guy at the bar, you have a not get into some details, but you talk about a commonality. What are you smoking? Oh, what do you do for a living all of a sudden? All of a sudden, I'm involved in this church group or this organization. It allows you so many things at a cigar shop that you can't do other things. So I think, that's the other piece of our brand and our product it fits for what happens every day in every cigar shop across the country.
Right.
And that's the really unique thing about cigars, but also how do we do that?
So just to kind of segue a little bit off of that, right? So I'd seen your name before, but I never purchased a cigar.
Oh, it's in the brand name.
The brand name, right? And so smoked it tonight, right? I'm going, it's a pretty good cigar, right? So you guys didn't just put just anything out there. Actually put a really good product out there.
Listen, I think, and thank you very much for saying that. I think we've talked about this a lot, right? Our mission is really important to us, and we think it should be important to a lot more men. But you can create a product that has a give back contribution like we do. And if it's not a good product, people will buy it one time because they hear about the great cause. They'll never buy it again. And so for us, it was really important that we create what we call bloody good cigars, right? They got to be great quality products.
I guess he
that
came
people,
up with that name, right?
Well, you know, he's an Australian.
I was like, where'd the bloody good cigar come from?
You know, an Australian term, right? It's got to be a great cigar. What we say is this: we believe the cigar is as good as our mission.
Right.
And so when you think about that, right, we've got a great partner in Hoya de Nicaragua. It's you know, blend that Adam worked with and created. It's unique to us, but you know, one of the key things is we talk to lots of retailers and consumers across the country is the first question, who's it made from? Because if we said it was made from, you know, Joe Blow factory in Nicaragua or Dominican, and they have a bad experience, and oh, cool cause, but thank you very much, I moved to the next thing.
Right.
Now, we kind of cut through, right? Oh, it's made by Hoya de Nicaragua. Yeah, I know who that is. I've seen their brands. I know they've been on shelf. So the quality aspect, you know, people know they're getting a quality product. Now, they might not like the blend we have or the sizes, and that's okay. That's their personal preference.
Right.
But the one thing is, they know they're going to get a good quality product.
This is definitely a good
It's,
quality.
it's a real good
To answer
stick.
your question,
Real good stick.
we're super excited. We were just rated by Cigar Aficionado about 3 weeks ago, our first rating ever, and our Churchill size got a 90 rating.
Come on.
Well, wait for my magazine to come in. I'm a book market. As soon as my magazine come in
90
this
rating.
month.
Our other two got both 89. So overall, we were really, you know, pleased and excited because, you know, they don't just throw out 90 scores to anybody, let alone a new brand they've never tried before, heard from before. So, you know, we're super excited for what's happening. We're gaining momentum every day with folks like you guys in the store like CI. We're now in over 75 stores across the U.S. We're on all the major e-commerce sites, and that's by purpose. You know, we only want to partner with retailers who understand our mission.
Okay.
If they don't understand our mission, listen, they're not for us, and that's no disrespect to them. But you know, we don't want to just be another cigar brand that gets stuck on the shelf in the news section and say, "Oh yeah, go smoke it." No, no, no. We are on a mission to drive our business and drive our mission. And if somebody doesn't understand that, we'll go to the next store.
Right.
And so who we partner with is people who understand that. All of the online websites, there's a great reason we went there. A lot of companies start in brick and mortar. We love our brick and mortar stores. But the purpose of going to online is every single consumer who goes to CI's website or some of their competitors will see our mission.
So can you tell our consumers or those that are watching today kind of like where your price point is?
Sure.
You know, for that's concerned?
Yeah, so first off, let's start with the blend, right? So,
all right.
The blend is an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper with Nicaraguan fillers, Nicaraguan binder. So we call it the Goldilocks cigar. We believe it's a mild to medium smoke with a lot of flavor and complexity.
Okay.
It's really meant for everybody who smokes. If you're a once a month smoker, you're going to enjoy it. It's not going to overpower you. If you smoke, 10 cigars a day, it's a great morning cigar to start your day, right?
Like
so it's
coffee.
really meant for everybody. So we're excited about that. It comes in 3 sizes. We've got a Robusto, Toro, and a Churchill. Our MSRP today is $13, $15, and $17. And again, supporting our mission of 40% give back is the key. So we're, great introduction, great success so far, and we're really excited about the future. We got our second line of cigars, the Series O. So each is a letter of our name, League of Fat Masters. So we got the L, the O. We'll have an F and a B. The O is also going to be made by Hoya de Nicaragua. Will be available in 5 sizes. At a bit better price point. Start at $10, going up to $15, and that will be available in about 3 weeks. So you guys are getting a first exclusive here. We were going to be launching this. Press release hasn't even gone out yet, so we'll be sending it at the end of this month. We're really excited about that. San Andreas wrapper. a little bit more full body for, again, a different smoker, a different consumer profile.
So where are you guys like U.S. based at?
Miami.
Miami.
So
Okay.
we're a Miami. So obviously Adam's based in Australia. He's a Melbourne resident, travels all the time.
Okay.
But our company in the U.S. and a company globally is for cigars is based in Miami. So our warehouse and fulfillment center there, and we're all over. So as Adam said, we're in 75 stores across the U.S. We've now also going internationally. We're in Singapore, we're in Malaysia, we're in New Zealand, we're in Australia. We've just shipped our first shipment to Dubai and the Gulf countries there. And more growth. So we were just in Europe 3 weeks ago, meeting with European distributors and working through their registration process, and super excitement by the distributors. So we're really, as Adam said, this is it's a global venture for us. This is not just we're a serious business who wants to build this mission. So we're excited about it.
Are you guys gonna be in Vegas next weekend? Big Smoke?
Big Smoke, we will not be at the Big Smoke. We will not. Sorry. Great question. I'm sorry. I was thinking no. So we will be doing some CA stuff in the future, but we will not be at the Big Smoke.
Okay.
So we
next
will be
year?
at
next year.
next year for sure.
Okay.
So,
We'll see y'all next year then.
next year for sure. We will be at PCA for those retailers.
You will be at PCA.
So we will have our
Right. So we're talking about getting together for PCA. So we'll be there.
And we're gonna do a podcast there.
awesome.
Yeah,
so we
sure.
will have our first official booth at PCA this year in New
We
Orleans.
want you guys to be like I've been. We want you like
love
when
to have
we
you,
do our podcast at PCA.
Yeah.
We want you guys.
Listen,
we
we'd
want to
love to.
feature you guys.
We would love it.
We would love it. We would
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I'm telling you, we're featuring them. Like I'm
Chevalier.
telling you like that. Chevalier.
We'll be there.
We're featuring them.
We're gonna be there.
Yeah, we're gonna do this.
All right.
You get to hear a bit more of the Aussie slang at that point. I'll come up with a couple of more other words that I can use. Eh?
Right.
I'll teach you all a little bit of Aussiness.
Okay.
A little bit of Aussiness.
Some more than he's taught you already tonight, from.
Yeah.
So
So Jerry, we've heard from Adam and Rob. How do you fit into this organization?
I'll tell you, I'm just like
got
still
the cool
taking it
beard.
all in. Like I'm looking at some things right now, and I'm like, if you'd have told me 3 months ago I'd be sitting here doing this, I'm like, there's no way, man.
No.
My mind is blown. So we were fortunate. Adam met our founder on what was the website you guys met on?
Oh, we know we're part of an international business group together.
Yeah, see the business group stuff that we don't
Right,
understand
right.
down here at this level, right?
We stay in that middle management role, right? We let the big guys handle it. We stay in that middle management role. I'm with you. Hey.
They like, after breakfast, tell them to come.
Right, exactly.
It's like, no, so they met, they reached out, Adam's story a little bit, he suffered with some stuff, he had some depression going on, went through some things, and my founder built this program for post-traumatic growth, and looked like a good idea for them to partner up, and so they made the decision, and that's where I fall into place. Like 3 months ago, I was lost, I was going through my own thing, I had a lot of stuff, a lot of struggle. I found Boulder Crest, they helped me, they gave me a job. Next thing I know, I link up with these guys last night in Katy, and now here I am in Conroe with you guys.
Come on now.
And I've met some of the most incredible people tonight. I never understood anything about the cigar smoking thing. I did 30 years in the Navy, never smoked a cigar that I know about. I might have been drunk and did it, but that I know about. I never smoked a cigar.
He say that and then a picture comes up.
Right. Oh, really?
All of a sudden, Facebook. I know there's a lot of people that
It's
like,
social
oh,
media,
I know
man.
Jerry, I know Jerry, right.
Yeah, it's social media, man. It's like, wait, you never smoked a cigar?
And really, like, so now I'm here, but I didn't understand the significance of everything that I just learned. And like, you really do see all different types of people in here. And I've had some great conversations tonight because I was able to be vulnerable and share my story, and that introduced me to 3 other people. And then Tony sat down and shared some stuff with me tonight. And
Yeah, Tony has a story, man.
yes, and that's the power of
Tony
all
has
this,
a
man.
story.
So it's just a phenomenal thing, man. I'm so happy to be here, guys. Thank you.
Well, thank y'all for coming aboard, man. Like I said, we bi-weekly have a podcast, and every time that we do our podcast, we try to partner up with Cigar International Conroe location to see whatever vendors they're going to have come through, right? But I must say, this is the most unique experience that we've had since we've been doing this podcast, and we were honored to have y'all on.
Yeah, man, it's such an honor.
So,
just a highlight.
I want to
sorry,
talk about this book.
Just a highlight.
Like we have not talked about this book.
No.
Yeah.
Let
So,
Jerry.
just to be clear, so we connected. So we give 40% of our money to a cause in every country. How we connected is Boulder Crest. So we give LOFB gives our 40% give back is to Boulder Crest. Well, you just
I got it. I'll hold the mic for you.
Right, Jared's the microphone bitch right now. Right, okay. Like it goes downhill, right? So it goes from the owner to the president, but then Jared was in the end of that totem pole. So I'm just right.
Why does everybody got to pick on me?
You have to,
I'm just having a good time.
I've heard this word, Boulder. We said it's right. Boulder Crest.
Boulder Crest.
Can we talk about it a little
Yeah,
bit?
so I'm going to share that with Jared, but I just want to say that's how we connected. Obviously, Adam knows the founder, but we've partnered with them now. That is who our money is going to. Our 40% give back is to Boulder Crest. So we're super excited about that. They're I'll let you share who they are.
Yeah, tell them what they do, Jared.
Okay. So Boulder Crest Foundation was founded by Ken Falk, right? He was an explosive ordnance disposal technician in the U.S. Navy back in the day. Did a lot of great things for our country. Went out, founded another couple businesses. Found himself at Walter Reed, visiting some guys that got blown up out there, going through some stuff. He ended up with a conversation with one of the wives out there, and it impacted him tremendously. And he thought, how can I open up a place for these gentlemen and their families to heal?
right.
And so he went back to his ranch in Virginia, sat down and thought about it, and opened up a little bit of an area where they could come out and recoup for the weekend. And then his wife and him started talking about some things, and the story, as I heard it, is she was sitting in there one night, had her friends over, and they got out there writing stuff on a napkin and built this dream, and they built that ranch. And then Ken started helping more veterans. They started bringing it together and being a family. And then that grew over 10 years into 3 facilities. We just bought the one in Texas August 1st.
Wow.
That's where I'm at as the executive director.
What part of Texas?
Italy, right
Okay.
outside of Dallas, about 20
know
miles south
exactly
of Dallas,
talking
by
about.
Waxahachie.
All right.
So, and it is called Italy. I learned that. It's not. I thought it was Italy. It is not. It's Italy.
Italy. It's not Italy.
It is Italy. That's it. So I'm learning. But yeah, we opened that up, and now we're serving people in Virginia, Texas, Arizona, and we have remote teams, mobile training teams that go around the United States as well. Open to all military veterans, combat veterans, first responders. We run 2 different programs, so it is also first responders, and we're growing every day, just trying to get the word out. The vision is ultimately change the way we do mental wellness for the world, right? But right now, we're focused combat veterans and first responders. There you go.
And just to be clear, Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong. It is free for all participants. So people like us and other corporations who help support Boulder Crest make it completely free for those veterans and first responders to take place.
And when we say all participants, we're talking male, female.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
So we run.
We want to make sure because we have a large selection and a large the audience, females like they have grown. They've almost taken over the cigar industry. You know.
Thank you. Yeah. You can hold.
I'm getting punched for those.
Anyway, you and your fascination with we can't talk about the fascinations. It's all good. No, I want to talk about. So it's a really important point. Thank you for
Very
raising
important
this. Very, very serious point. So, look, the reality is this: the mission that we started on was to support men's mental health, and we did this very unashamedly and very deliberately because us guys, we've talked about it. Us boys, we're shit right, at talking about this stuff. Right? That's just the reality. The women, the girls. Much better. We all know that. That's just a fact of life, right? However, we are also very cognizant of the fact that A, women go through exactly the same issue, but B, more importantly for what we do and how we focus, we know that there are so many women out there who are amazing supporters of their partners, of their men, their brothers, their fathers who are going through this process. So our view is also we as an organisation need to look after the carers, as we call them. So you go, who's caring for the carers? Now, I'm going to tell you, this is an exclusive, okay? Rob will beat me up later on for this, okay? He looks small and wiry, but trust me, he's scary. Now, we are launching, and it's a worldwide first, putting it out there. We are launching in the new year a cigar line, which is focused solely on females. Now, it is not a flavored cigar. It is not a little toothpick. It is a serious cigar made by a serious international producer, but the focus is, and it will be packaged and marketed towards women. We will be releasing it at the PCA next year. But the idea is that we will be
on
using
our podcast.
on your podcast, man. Happy to do it, because the reality is we know how important it is to create opportunities for female partners to sit down with their male partners and have a conversation. Right? What a great way to do that over a cigar that we know both females are going to like and a cigar that males are going to like. Right? So we see it as just as important. I'm not going to release the name. I'm not going to release other details just yet, so you won't beat me up, but I can tell you it's coming. I can tell you that we are going to look to dominate the female cigar market through this product and actually create a serious, no bullshit, non-flavored, proper cigar that's going to get a high rating to focus on the ladies out there who we love.
So, know the company just started in February.
See.
But, so you started smoking 30 years ago, right?
Roughly.
Kind of explain to us, because every vendor that we have on, we talk about the growth of the women market.
Yeah.
And like particularly over like the last 5 years.
Sure.
How have you seen women smokers grow into the cigar community?
Okay, so it's a really good point. So I can talk about it from two ways. I can talk about it from the very detailed market research that we've done and quite deep analysis that we've done, because we run this business as a very serious bloody business, right? We've raised capital from external third parties, so we're not stuffing around with money here, right? So we're very serious. I can tell you that the statistics say that women cigar enthusiasts, as we call them, account for around about 18% of the market at the moment in terms of consumption, 18%. But it is the single fastest growing segment of the market.
Because it's untapped.
It's untapped, man.
Right.
So, and there's nothing that's specifically targeted and focused on that. Now, when you go into various lounges and bars, I think the reality just from standing around is, and you guys would know it just as well as we know it, I would say probably 10%, I would say, at the moment, that you would see if you take the, if we did a quick survey of people here, roughly 10% would be women that come to venues like this.
Right.
But that doesn't account for women who are enjoying cigars with other women at a restaurant, at their home, having a glass of wine, having coffee, which is where that increased number of female enthusiasts are coming from.
The social cigar smoker.
Correct. And so from our side, we see that, we understand that, the statistics show it, the numbers don't lie.
Right.
And even though you would go into a classic cigar venue like this, and you wouldn't see 18% of the population being female. But it is absolutely increasing. We think, particularly within the, let's call it the BCF community, we know that women are really interested in cigars, serious cigars. Often, they'll start within a slightly more flavoured cigar. That's fine, whatever gets you going. But our idea is to move you off that onto something proper and real, right?
Right.
So that's what it is.
Right. So what I've noticed is they kind of start out with the flavored cigars,
'cause they're
right?
moving away
The infused, we kind of go into the infused cigars, and then they kind of go into a very light Connecticut, right?
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
And then eventually, like all of us, right? You want something that's got a little bit more bite, a little bit more flavorful.
As your palate change.
Right.
But women are no different from men. A
Right,
lot of
and we
men
start
do
the same way.
thing, right?
Right.
They'll start in
I had a
a
bluesy
flavored
group when
cigar
I
or
was-
an acid or something like that. They'll start with Connecticut. We've talked about, what our blends and flavors are. As we develop F&B for the future, right, what we call our core series of lines, Connecticut is an example that we know we're going to need to have at some point, because the market, 60% of the market wants to smoke Connecticut, right? And that might be women, that might be men, as people go to a journey of cigars, right? When you smoked 30 years ago, or 10 years ago, or a year ago, if you just started, your palate progresses over time. And again, depending on how often you smoke, where you smoke, what you eat with your smoke or drink with your smoke, people's palates evolve so that, a flavored cigar, that was fun and that got me into the hobby.
Right.
But now I want to move into something different. It might be a Connecticut, it might be. So, from us as a new company, again, Adam mentioned the FEMA market is we think is a really great market to grow into because you see this growth. And we want to be a part of that with our mission. It also supports everything Adam just said, which is it's a conversation that men can have with their partner now while enjoying a cigar. And that's the whole thing. For our product, we want to have conversation, right? So, but palates change. Women are going to have not something unique to them, but we want to make something that they feel special about.
Yeah, special.
But it's a cigar that we believe when we, a man's going to want to smoke it just as well as a woman.
Absolutely.
But palates change and evolve as people smoke more.
It's more about the packaging, the design. It's packaging. Thank you. More about the packaging, the design, and positioning in the market space, right? As opposed to that's what I'm saying. The quality of the cigar, I'll smoke it. I'm not going to produce something that I'm not going to smoke.
Right.
Last time I looked, I was still a man.
Yeah.
This was a very well-rounded cigar, but like you say, this may be too strong for some palates, not strong enough for some.
Correct.
I personally really like this stick.
I know. This is a great stick.
The fact that you guys just kicked off in February, I look forward to watching you guys and watching your growth to see where y'all progress from here. So
we appreciate that so much. We're super excited. I mean, listen, we're 6-7 months into this, but it's been a fun journey. It certainly doesn't feel like work, as Adam said. This is fun. This is enjoyable. I've been doing cigars a long time, and this is it's fun to start a project. First off, mission-led, much bigger vision. It's exciting versus trying to manage if I'm a big company trying to manage just my market share. To build something from the ground up and grow it and meet people like you guys and consumers all across the country and the world, super exciting and fun. So we're having a good time doing it.
So here's one of my last questions. So we always like to put something out there for our young entrepreneurs that are watching us. If you had anything that you had to say to a young entrepreneur, whether it came from your failures to your success, let it rip.
Can I go first?
I don't care who takes this question, but I love touching our entrepreneurs, like our young entrepreneurs.
I got it.
So for me, I'd say, number one, follow your passion and what the business is, whatever that is, right? So an entrepreneur is passionate about it, be as passionate as possible. I would also tell you to quickly learn from your mistakes and pivot as quick as possible. If you realize your product, your service, your whatever it is that you're doing isn't on the path that's connecting with your consumer or your businesses or whatever, pivot as soon as possible to make it right, versus getting stuck down the path. You might be ahead of the curve in something and need things to progress. You might need, so you got to keep moving as an entrepreneur. Your ideas is only as good as you're going to drive it, but you have to keep pushing forward to what consumers or the businesses you're serving demand.
Okay. And the man behind it.
Yeah, so I think there's a few things that I would reiterate from Rob. People might say I'm a bit of a serial entrepreneur. I've been involved in a number of businesses, bought businesses, sold businesses, and started businesses. I think I've learnt the most from my failures. There's no doubt about that. And I know people say that.
One more time.
I've learnt the most from my failures. And you 100%, you got to own it. You stand up to it, but you've got to learn from it, right? If you're an idiot if you make the same mistake twice, no doubt about it. But you're a bloody hero if you do it the first time and learn from it, progress. And I say it like I speak to my own children, right? And I do. I guide my own children, 25, 23, and 17. They come to me. They want to get a business. They've got businesses up and running. But the most important thing that I think I've found over every business that I've been involved in is you can have the best product in the world, or what you think is the best product in the world. But if there's no actual demand for your product, if the actual consumer that you're targeting either doesn't need or doesn't want your product or your service, good luck, right? It's going to fail. So there's no shame in failing, but there is a bit of stupidity in not actually properly understanding what your consumer wants and needs. So I would start with the want and need of the consumer first before I go anywhere down forms of production, all that sort of stuff, modeling, all that sort of crap. And the best way to understand what your customer needs and wants are, speak to them for God's sake. Go out and have a conversation, have coffees. I literally spend all my time, apart from doing this, I'm speaking to people and listening to people and active listening to what they're saying. What do you think about this? Like even today, we were sitting there with a retail manager of a local store, right? And we were talking about this female-focused cigar, and we were talking about some other stuff. And I was listening to what she was telling me because, you know, we need, as a business, need to understand what it is exactly that our clients, the female clients into the future, want. And it was amazing to hear from her what's selling, what doesn't sell, how do you present it properly, how do you target it. We showed her something, she thought, you know, that looks like shit, whatever. Brilliant. Tell me when it's bad, right? So I think that's really important. Engage with the end consumer quickly and deeply and active listening.
It also sounded like you were very open to constructive criticism also.
Oh man.
And not everybody's that vulnerable, right?
You tell me, as well, so firstly, if you're an entrepreneur that can't deal with constructive criticism, you'll fail, right? Yeah. Or for criticism, you'll fail. You have to have a degree of robustness.
But most bosses, I say no, I'm not going to say most. A lot of bosses want yes men. I want to come up with an idea.
No one wants
right.
that.
I think that's the point, though. I think we're sort of saying the same. Adam said it better than me. But
this ain't going to end well.
This is the key, I think, right? People, if you're an entrepreneur and you're only hiring yes men, you're only going to be so successful for so long, right? You're never going to be able to grow the business to its full potential or the full growth or the full opportunity, because you want people who can have constructive dialogue, right? And say, I disagree with that. Here's the why behind it. Here's the data, here's the science, here's the information to make this better. And if that entrepreneur says, no, I don't care about that stuff, you're going to miss the mark because that's life, right? And so frankly, I think it's a great combination we have to talk things out to each other to say, actually, I disagree with that, and here's the rationale behind it, and let's make the change. And sometimes it might be him, sometimes it might be me, sometimes it's the journey of that. But if people are just focused on, you know, this without having any kind of peripheral to say, I might need to go this way, or consumers demand that way, or, you know, he keeps telling me this is the greatest thing in the world, but my consumer keeps not buying it, I got something off.
Right. Makes for a great place to work, don't it?
Man.
We're very direct and honest.
Right.
We're very direct and honest.
Right.
I got one real quick on that. As you guys were talking about this, right? You talk about failing and you talk about life. And that brings us into struggle, right? Because we get stressed out. And that's when we start worrying about mental wellness and all that. And I think for the entrepreneurs out there, you start thinking about it, you got to realize that life is life's best teacher, right?
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to figure this stuff out is you got to get out there and do it, right?
Yeah.
So go out there
You
and
gotta struggle.
struggle well, and learn.
Struggle well. Get it now.
Come on, man. Did we talk about that book?
Yes, we did.
Good. All right. I was like, so how did they get the book?
So listen, our partners at Boulder Crest, this is from them. Their founder, Ken, wrote this book. So you can buy the book through, I believe, Amazon, through bouldercrest.org. We at these events, when we come to the events where we're at events all over the country. We bring in Boulder Crest, people like Jerry in the local markets from Boulder Crest, and they've been kind enough when Boulder Crest come to our events, they brought these books and are handing them out for free to consumers who ask for them. So you can buy the book, you can go to bouldercrest.org, or come to our events, enjoy our cigars, and grab a book while you're at it.
For free.
So listen, this has been a great conversation, I would say. Conversation that we've needed for a very long time. Not just our community, but society.
Thank you.
Have needed this conversation for a very long time. And I honor you for opening the door for men and women to be able to expose themselves in a way to where they don't feel so vulnerable.
Thank you.
And being able to say what they need to say and release the things that they need to release. We have just built another family with the League of Fat Bastards. And I would tell you guys, this won't be the first time you guys, nor the last time you guys see Black Cigar Festival, BCF, and the League of Fat Bastards. Thank you guys for joining in with us tonight. This has been a great night.
Has been.
Tune into the podcast. We love you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank y'all.
Guys.
Thank y'all.